Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. This is Naaman with the DC Camp here for another video. Uh, First and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Shem Yahushua, Shem Dash, and of course, double honors once again go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders, Great Millstone, who continue to give us His truth through the Holy Spirit. What we have today is a video by W.H.O, and I will play shortly. And it's going to highlight the fact what we've been telling you all along. Things are going to speed up here. All right, this devil has an agenda, and he's going to see it through. And according to this, he's handing over his sovereignty. The last 2+ years have been nothing but a test. We've also told you that. All right, this so-called medical emergency. All right, and now they have something else that's coming out here, and we've got cases of it locally. All right, here in the D.C., Virginia, Maryland area. All right, so again, here it is in another phase of his plan. Here we have the food shortage, we have the gas prices going haywire, and it's not even summer yet. And more freedoms are being taken away. All right, for all you people that thought this was just a phase and it was just gonna pass away, and the country would stand up on its feet. First of all, this is a corporation. All right, this is or what's designated when you get into Revelation 16. And it talks about the city-states. This is one of three. When you talk about here, where I am, D.C., Northern Virginia, here you have the Pentagon and all that. This is the military arm of the beast. That's just what it is. All right. And these things going over, things going on, in the Middle East currently with Israel, poking at Iran, trying to start some shit. All right, and we knew that was going to happen, but we're in, that's why I brought up also Revelation 16 chapter, about the kings of the East, and the way it's being prepared for them. All right, what's going on with, Ukraine, and you're talking to more and more, especially the older generations, and they're saying they've never seen anything like this. You've always had a few skirmishes, whatever, but nothing on the scale as with what's happening now. These signs and wonders in the heavens, all this plays a part. And this devil, again, knows that he has but a short time. That's Revelation 12 and 12, So I'm going to go ahead and play this. Again, it's W7, and it'll be later on tonight when he holds his podcast, which I doubt I'll be able to watch, but we'll go into it in more detail. But here we go.
This is W7. We've got some huge information here. So much so that every bit of it won't be shared in this video. Most of it's going to get dropped in a nice live stream where it's censorship free, because it's the only place that I can do it. Now, with that said, we have Biden trying to hand over unilateral powers today to the WHO, the World Health Organization, to allow them to declare a public health emergency whenever and however they want, overriding anything that our country wants to say. So Biden's trying to give our sovereignty in the situation up to them, and they're voting on.
Now, why do you suppose he would do that? Like I said, his last 2+ years, this was a test run. All right. We tried to tell you people this, but Americans are just so docile. At least the people over across the pond in those European countries, they had some balls. They were out, but what did people here do? And as a result, guess what's going to happen? He said he's handing his sovereignty, but you got to remember these medical emergencies. For an example, a lot of people, when you ask them who's the most powerful person on a naval vessel, all right, or it doesn't have to be a ship, just for the sake of argument, I'm just using that, but they would automatically say, well, it's the captain of the ship, you idiot. But no, think about it. If the doctor declares him unable to command, guess what? And that's by and large the same tactic they've used. It's like if you're deemed, how many people that possibly went in to a hospital scared, having some other, there's 21 diseases of the lungs and whatever have you, respiratory ailments and whatever have you. And their mind being played with, they're being scared out of their mind because of the hype that's been put out there, all this gaslighting and everything. And a lot of people went in and got hooked up to those ventilators and they never came out, all because of something that they didn't have. All right, again, this was an experiment, and now we're coming into the real deal. Now, what you feared the first time around with potential for a civil war type of scenario, because a lot of the patriots here, all right, what you thought was going to happen the first time around, well, this time around, now you're going to see that, because if what Biden is trying to do, as I understand it, give the W.H.O, the World Health Organization, the powers that I think they're going to have, with maybe the UN getting involved, now it's going to get crazy. All right, continuing on.
On this, in like 190 countries this week. This is absolutely huge. Okay? So, the World Health Organization just put together this emergency meeting because of what they're calling this monkeypox outbreak. Well, would you know that there was a huge meeting in a huge dry run, so to speak, ran November 2021. Here we are. The NTI put a paper out on what they did, partnered with the Munich Security Conference to conduct a tabletop exercise on reducing the high consequence biological threats. And what is the name of the main thing that they touch on? Monkeypox. And it just so happens in their scenario that they have, imaginarily playing out that on May 15th, 2022, this whole thing goes.
You think that's a coincidence?
PDF from their
The
website.
fuck out of here.
Welcome to the new phase, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm breaking all this down on the live stream, all the guts of it, what it means, like the old white paper that they have over at nti.org on their official site. And what this all means, it again shows we have discovered that they ran a simulation, and right here on the dates that they have in their paper that they produced officially, it aligns with the perfect timing right here in real life of them saying monkeypox is spreading everywhere. Those are facts, Jack. Join me for the live stream where I break this down further and where we go from here. You'll find links below, the D Live, it's going to be a big one. Hit that bell notification for more. Much love.
See, we kept trying to tell you people something is not right. We've been telling you that for years. Great Millstone has. All right. And if you don't have a sense of something is off by now, no one can help you. Let's see, where did I want to go? Oh, hey, you might as well with what's happening over there with Israel, like I mentioned. You know, the principal player in all of this. This is Jeremiah 49 and 20. All right. He says, therefore, hear the counsel of the Most High Yahweh, that he hath taken against Edom, that's the so-called white man, and his purposes, that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. All right, those are the inhabitants now, currently in a land we know as the lowlands, that would be like Germany. All right. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. You know, it's Amalek. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. They keep constantly talking about, well, Iran is doing this, Iran is doing that. Yet they're the only ones with all the nukes in that area. All right. Iran's never attacked anybody for centuries. All right. They don't want anybody able to challenge them in that region. That's all it is. And the U.S. is always, as it's been reported, is a joint exercise with them in this endeavor. Again, that's why I brought this scripture out here, because, you know, they lift a finger and the U.S. always jumps and, well, you know, it tells you who has the real power. All right. So let's see. That's going to be it. I just want to highlight that. Again, I wish I could, you know, join in on that podcast tonight because, but let's look at some comments here. It says it's crazy what they are doing to people, pure evil. Yep, we've been telling you that. And look who you're talking about, the wicked. All right, Malachi, the first chapter, verses 1 through 4, the point being in 4. Edom is the wicked. That's what they were created for. He says, saddest part is that most don't have a clue. Didn't I just say that? All right. Bill Gates has been talking about smallpox for at least 5 years, and now everyone is suddenly freaking out. Let's see what the replies to that say. It says more than that, it goes way back even before him. It says NTI got a grant from Gates to do this. See, all these billionaires, you know, they keep telling you, well, you know, we're going to have an onset of this and that, and you know, and a lot of people just don't take a second glance at it. They're like, why would this guy know this? Why would any of them know this beforehand? Like, duh. Someone says neither do they care. No, they don't. It says start warning others whether they listen or not. We've been doing that. Like, you know, hey, because Ezekiel 3rd chapter and Habakkuk 2nd chapter, you know, we've been doing this. We're on the wall sounding the alarm, so to speak. This is Habakkuk 2 and 1. I will stand up on my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. All right. And the Most High Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables. Not with fancy talk like these half-ass preachers do, because they go to Esau schools and, you know, they feed into that and they come out with these big old words and everybody can't, you know. No, what did Paul do? He essentially said he became everything to everybody so that he might, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but you know, Esau will say, well, in order to be an expert in a field of study, you have to spend 10,000 hours. You know, whatever. I always say, well, if you're so good at a specific topic, you're an expert when you can make a child understand it. All right, and that's more to the point. All right, a child is not going to understand all those big words and You know, that front you're putting on to try to impress somebody. All right, you got to get down to his level. That's the mark of a great teacher. All right, which is a separate skill in and of itself. All right, you can know all kinds of stuff, but if you can't relate to somebody, well, what good are you? Anyway, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not wait, it will not tarry. And this is another problem that people have, because they think, well, uh, you know, you've been saying this and saying this for years, but you can understand we're on the Most High's time scale. All right. It just so happens that everything that was said has come to pass, or is still coming to pass. All right. So that's it on that. Let's go to some more. Just a few here. It says, Chris Dominguez says, more like predictive programming. Something else we've always said. All right. It says C1990s, talking about that, the 1990s, from The Simpsons, that is from the movie Outbreak in 95. See? Because you have insiders that make these shows, these movies, etc. All right. They are insiders. Let's see. I don't know how true that is. Rhonda Clark. Remember, it's the most headed for hell. What? God, people know what's going on. Okay. Uh-oh. Joanne Mann. Don't know who she is. You have that right. They are going, in response to Wally Watts, it says they are going to get what they deserve soon. The Most High is ready to make his move. There you go. All right. And that makes it dangerous for everyone else, awake and asleep alike. Okay. Uh-oh. Gray woman. They create the problems and also the solutions and make billions off of it. Would love to see the monkeypox patent. Uh-oh. There you go. And patent holder. I'm sure they are very close to Gates. Edited says, I can't believe people still think this is just a coincidence. Let me tell you something. In a lot of the videos, I know that I personally posted over the last 2+ years, well, especially the last, yeah, I'd often stated that it's a shame that people can't wake up to see that it's more to this, and they think this is just a coincidence. All right. There's a woman, I can't remember her name, and I think the video is still up on BitChute. For certain, I know it's on BitChute. And she broke the whole thing down. All right. And we were telling you like a month in, starting around April of 2020, that this is bullshit. All right. But the woman, she made the point that it's several, she mentioned the press, I guess you could say organizations or different levels of the government that were working together, but they were trying not to let you see that. You got the media, and then you had the military. You remember that general was talking about, they were talking about Operation Warp Speed and all this shit. And you have to understand that this is all connected to these signs in the heavens that these devils are seeing, and they're scared. And they're trying to set up this new world order because it goes back to what I was saying. They know that their time is short. They're cutting off the feeds of these satellite videos that they're showing the signs in the heavens that I just talked about, and they're seeing certain things that are like blowing their mind. I'll put it that way. All right. Let's see. Is that it? Let's see. Wait a minute. Hold on. I lost my place. It says the People's Army. It says, absolutely, brother. We ain't crazy. Ain't nobody taking that leftover CV19er juice. Nope. uh, uh, it says, Jessica Z says, thanks, Dabu. You should also check out Avi Yamini's channel because he's also going live in Davos. All right, something's definitely going to go down. Someone else, David Kahn, says, and yet there are thousands of cases in Africa every year of this. See? You already read Great Woman. El Negro Phantasma. If we allow this to happen like we did with, that what happened a couple of years ago, then we're doomed. Someone says do not comply. The next one, Kelly P, says under no circumstances. Somebody said, well, I ain't gonna, okay. So a lot of people are taking a spiritual approach, whether they're, something else we told, this is Watchman's Duty. It says they like to have these simulation / exercises right before the real event occurs. Yep. Dwayne Hamdorf. Where are our conservative representatives? Why aren't they yelling from the rooftops? Because they're all in this together, in all caps. Something else we've always told you. Yeah, so I'm going to cut it short right there for time's sake. I didn't expect it to go this long, but yeah. It's funny how the people that were considered conspiracy theorists, you hear that phrase a lot, because they weren't going lockstep with the quote-unquote system. Certainly now, after 2 years, and however many number of people have died, all right, and actually you can go back to 9/11, all right, lying in order to get people to go along with their agenda, and the people just going along with it, not realizing that they've been fooled, they've been lied to, because they had so much faith in this wicked ass system, this corporation known as America. They didn't even take time to think, well, wait a minute, until so many people have been killed and nobody's brought up for war crimes, unless of course it happens to the Amalekites over there in our land, or what's happening over here in the Ukraine. You notice those are the same type of people. Just saying. Anyway, with that, Shalom.